Well, hello, everybody. It's Roz again. And guess what? We're back with the Hometown Musician Spotlight. And we're coming to you from the American Legion Post 485 on Burr Street in Cherville, where on Saturday they are hosting the Red Solo Cup Bash. And my guest today, Katie Daly, and her band, Dallas to Chicago, will be the entertainment. 4 o'clock, right?
Yes, 4 p.m. Yep.
So let me once again introduce Katie Daly of the Dallas to Chicago band.
Hello, everyone.
Thanks for being here, Katie.
Thank you.
Awesome. We're looking forward to this one too. So tell us about Dallas to Chicago. Tell us who the members are, and kind of how everything came together.
So I've kind of been thinking about starting my own band for a while, but there's a lot to it.
Yeah.
So I was a little, do I want to do this? Do I not want to do it? But one of the things I really wanted to bring to the area, I don't see a ton of country music in this area.
Correct.
And I know a lot of people that love it. And it's in my heart. I was born and raised on country music. I also very much love rock and roll. So I thought, why not create a little bit of a mix of both? And I talked to Kenny. Kenny Bodell is my guitar player.
Okay.
We were talking about it one day, and he was like, I'll join you. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. So
Did he have a little bit of country knowledge in him, or was he?
He did. Okay, it was funny because a lot of the bands that I've sang with are a lot of your party rock bands.
Yeah.
So a lot of people didn't realize how much I loved country music. And so when I started talking to him, even he was like, wait, you love country music too? He's like, I was born and raised on it. Yeah. So that was really cool to have that conversation with him. And then our bass player, Ed McDermott, is, we met him through, the three of us had a Cheap Trick tribute band last year. I wouldn't say it's gone, but unfortunately their drummer got a new job that's a little unpredictable with scheduling. Yeah. So I'm not sure if that'll come back or not, but that was how the three of us met, and we all worked together, and Ed was happy to join us. And then we found John Reed, who does rhythm acoustic guitar for us, and he also helps me out on vocals. And then Bill Lovell, which I'm really excited about. He had retired from drums, but then his name was given to me by a very good friend of mine, and so I reached out to him. I didn't know that he had actually retired at the time. Yeah. So I reached out to him unknowing, and we had a great conversation. And since I'm not looking to do every single weekend, multiple times a weekend, he was like, you know what, I'm in. So so we got a great group and excited about it, and it's been fun so far.
How'd the campground show go last weekend? Was that last weekend?
Yes.
Jellystone?
Yes, it was Jellystone last weekend. It was fun. We had a great crowd. It turned into a beautiful evening because it was really hot that day. So I was a little concerned about the weather, but no, it turned into a great evening, and wonderful crowd. Had a lot of fun there.
Now, does country music lend itself more to outdoor venues or outdoor, indoor, about the same? Do you think? It's too early to tell maybe for Dallas to Chicago since you're kind of new, but what do you prefer?
Probably, well, I prefer singing outside. I will say that, but that's just personal with me. I love being outside. Anytime I can get a little fresh air, it's a wonderful thing, especially in this area. You know, when we only get so much of a summer. And this summer is not helping us with that, I'll tell you.
Oh, you're not lying.
Oh my goodness, the storms and the rain and I'm over it. I'm kind of ready for fall. I'm not one to push summer away, but I'm ready for fall.
The hoodie weather. My wife loves the hoodie weather, she calls it.
Yes, hoodie weather.
So Dallas to Chicago, the name, how did that come about? Was that somebody's?
That was all me. I was actually born in Dallas.
Get out.
But raised in the Chicagoland area. I was raised in the south suburbs of Chicago.
You know how many miles from Chicago to Dallas?
I believe it's about 1,000. 900. Yeah, I was just under 1,000. Yeah.
So you were born on the south side of Chicago. I mean, excuse me, you moved to the south side of Chicago, you said?
South suburbs. Okay. Yeah, south suburbs. Yeah. My mom came up here. I was very young. I was like 9 months old when she moved up here. But then I've actually lived in Dallas 3 separate times.
Wow.
Once my mom wanted to go back, so we did, but my dad's job brought us back up here. And then when I was 25, I thought that was where I belonged. Because I loved country music so much and just felt like I was more of a Southern girl. And I learned in a year and a half of living in Dallas that I am very much a Midwestern girl. I enjoyed it. I met great people down there, but I'm such a Midwestern girl. I love the change of seasons. That's a big part of it. I have a hard time. I know a lot of people are going to hate me for saying this, but I like the cooler temperature at Christmas. I struggle with the hot weather at Christmas.
Yeah, yeah.
It feels weird to me. So
I know a few Christmases back, I think in 2016, it was like 70. We're sitting on the porch on Christmas. Yeah, this weather can be crazy.
Yeah.
So your household, when growing up, were you always singing? Were there other brothers or sisters chiming in?
Only child. My whole family sings, but none of them sang to the extent that I do.
Mm-hmm.
They were singing church choir, things of that nature. But yeah, I according to my mom, the story is I was 2 years old and I was in the car seat. We were going somewhere, and the song Gloria by Laura Branigan, if you remember that song, came on, and I guess I started singing all the lyrics. And Mom tells me that she remembers looking in the rearview mirror going, how in the does a 2-year-old know all these lyrics?
Amazing.
But she said it never stopped after that. So yeah, so as long as I can remember, I've been singing.
Were you getting involved like in school plays or in music groups or anything like that during high school or stuff like that?
School choir I was always a part of, sang in church a few times. And then right out of high school there was a group called Way Off Broadway Players. They raised money for the Mantino Veterans Home. And so that was a lot of fun to be a part of that. We got to actually perform there for the veterans, which was very cool. So yeah.
Was there like a kind of an aha moment, a day or a time or a performance or something when it just hit you that you said, you know what, I really, really want to do this, it just, or I want to be this singer. I mean, I really, really want to be in a band. Can you remember a time when it struck you?
I'm trying to think if there was a specific time. I just always remember loving it.
Yeah.
I loved just singing, and it was never really about what others thought, or as I got to a certain age, of course it was. You wanted to make sure they liked you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if there was a moment in my past. I do remember one moment that was very cool for me. I was 16 and I got the lead solo in our choir performance we were going to do. I was brand new to the school, and I got very sick. And I remember going up to the choir teacher, and I was like, I don't think I can do this. Like I was talking like that, and she's like, yes, you can. And that was a moment for me where I learned how to sing when you're sick. That was kind of a first moment for me. And so I still didn't believe her. I thought there's no way I'm going to pull this off. And somehow I pulled it off and got a standing ovation. And I remember I worked at, it was in Piatone. I worked at the Piatone supermarket. And I just remember people coming up to me, wait, you're that girl that was singing that song. And I was like, what?
Wow, you were there?
So that's probably my moment, really. I mean, I loved it from the time I was little, but yeah, that was a really cool moment for me, especially being as sick as I had got, thinking there's no way I'm going to pull this off. So yeah, that was a very cool moment.
Well, you personally were part of a very cool moment for me about 10 years ago. I'm in our bar with a bunch of friends, and your band is playing and you're singing, and my friends are just egging you on, just begging you to let me go up there and sing Pour Some Sugar on Me with your band. And you graciously gave me the microphone. And for that, 4 minutes of fame I had, I'm floating on there thinking about it. But singing would be, at the core of, my heart when I watch bands. How hard is it to know when to jump in, when to jump out? If there's going to be an extra solo, how much mental, or is everything pretty rigid? You do this, you play it the way it's supposed to be, and that's it? How does that work?
There's a lot of cues from different instruments, depending on the song. It may be a guitar riff, it may be a drum roll, a bass point or what have you. But as long as the band is on point, that's what makes it easier for me as a singer. If for some reason there's a little mistake made or something that I've become very good at, and it's not always the easiest, but I will play the music in my head and just kind of like, okay, that didn't happen, but I know it happens in the song, and I might even close my eyes for a second and just try to hear it in my own head. The voices in my head. But that's kind of how I get through it. More often than not, the band usually does a pretty darn good job, but there are always going to be moments. We're all human. People make mistakes. So, if that happens, that's what I try to do to stay on point with it. And usually it's pretty smooth going, but like I said, there's definitely moments.
What's the worst thing that can happen to a singer on stage? Could it be a heckler? Could it be some technical problem? Is there a nightmare scenario for a singer?
Oh gosh. So it's funny you say that. Me personally, I always feel like I'm going to mess up my lyrics. Like that's my own personal thing though. And I have to remind myself that if you mess up a part, nobody's going to care. It's, you know, again, we all know that we're human. It's going to happen. And I have done that. And then I just make fun of myself and move on. But probably, having a heckler in the audience would be tough. You know, because you don't want to hear that. You hope that they'll enjoy what you're doing and how you're doing it, and hope that they'll just dance and sing. Or if they just don't like you, hope they'll just leave. So that would probably be the worst. Technical issues are always a bit of a pain, and they're a struggle, but they happen. You know, so you kind of just gotta, I guess, play the game. I hate to say it that way, but just talk to the audience, do what you can until they can figure out how to move forward.
So when you're singing a wide variety of songs, and everybody in the audience knows the song and how it goes and stuff, are there times where you feel like I cannot do the full because I might strain my voice on this song, but it'll hurt me on this song? Do you have to kind of keep it in the middle somewhere sometimes, you know, and not hit extreme parts of various songs?
Yes. I have a lot of little tips and tricks. You know, I have a nebulizer. I have I've had people laugh at me because they think I'm doing shots in the back of the stage when really it's a bottle of honey. And I'll just do a little shot of honey because that will help to soothe the vocal cords. You know, so I've had people laugh at me like, what are you drinking back there? And I'm like, it's honey. It's not that exciting. Sorry. But it's, oh my gosh, I just lost my train of thought. I apologize.
No, it's okay. You know, I've asked a couple of singers what their advice actually would be. I asked Ronnie Monroe this question, and I asked somebody else. But if you had advice to a younger singer, and both of them had actually said that a lot of rest helps. It's funny that they mentioned it, a lot of rest, and they actually said don't drink a lot or something like that. So that would knock me out, you know.
It's funny. I've had some younger singers ask me because I like my whiskey. I'm a whiskey and a bourbon girl. And I don't deny the fact that in a pinch, if I am a little bit of phlegm or I'm having a little cold issues or something, I have done a shot of whiskey. And it will break everything up, but it's not what you're supposed to do. So I always tell them, don't make that your go-to. I admit I've done it, you know, but that's in a pinch. That is if it is the night of a show and I'm still having a little bit of a struggle. I will do that. But no, my biggest advice would probably be rest. Do your vocal warm-ups. They're everything. They really are everything. And especially for someone like me, I love to talk. My husband would tell you I talk way too much. You know, so that's obviously, when we talk, we don't necessarily support our vocals like you do when you sing. So there have been times where, I'm talking to friends or whatever, and all of a sudden I'm like, wow, why does my throat hurt a little bit, you know? So, you know, screaming at concerts, like, don't do those things. I used to do that all the time when I was younger, and I try very hard not to do that now, even if it's a favorite artist of mine. I try very hard to use my hands for clapping more so than the screaming and things of that nature.
You pretty much answered the things that I was thinking of, you know, pretty much that because I'll be at a concert or something the next day, because I'm singing with the band or singing over, and I was like, holy crap. So for the people who have yet to see Dallas to Chicago, what are they going to expect what can they expect when they see your show? What do you hope that they feel at the end of that show?
Fun. Liveliness. Entertainment. I very much hope for that. I know me and my guitar player, we like to interact with the audience. Not that the others don't, but they tend to stay a little bit more on the stage.
Is he the co-vocalist that you're speaking of?
No, the lead guitar. He does have a song or two, but no, John is the rhythm acoustic player that will help me with vocals. Gives me a little bit of a break for those 4-hour shows we have to do.
Oh boy, they're
a lot, but they're fun.
So pretty much mostly country, or is there a little bit of other, you know, on your set list? That is, what's kind of mixed in there without revealing too much of your set list?
So it is pretty evened out, country and rock.
Oh, okay.
But there will be some fun stuff added in. Like we did just add, and I know this is, I guess, technically rock, but I don't know, in this day and age, it might be considered more of a rock pop. But we kept getting requested for Summer of '69, which was funny because
that's a great song.
It's a great song, but I know everybody does it. So I was trying to find songs that maybe aren't being done as much. And it was funny because we got requested to do it. So I was like, you know what, we got to throw it in there. It's a great song. It's a crowd pleaser. And we all know it. We've all done it for years. So, and then Your Love by The Outfield. That's one that I love. So I was like, I don't care if it's not considered rock or country.
Yeah.
Like it's probably in the middle there, you know, rock pop. But I love the song.
Yeah.
So yeah, there'll be some surprises added in there. The primary is rock and country, but I love all genres of music. So I'll definitely add a few surprises in there.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it because I don't get enough country. You know, my wife loves my sister. She goes way back with country. You know, to the old. So
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I got a bit to learn yet. You know, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm exposing myself. What are some of the other dates that you might have upcoming that might be other than the Red Solo Cup Bash this Saturday, August 22nd, from noon to 10? What else do they have? There's some vendors and there's all kinds of festivities during the day. It's a lot of charitable stuff. So George Cacaro, if I could take a minute, George Cacaro and his crew have completely renovated this post. And they've done a great job here. The outdoors, beautiful canopy, just the grounds, the parking lot, indoors, friendly bartenders. This place is really something. So if you get a chance to support it in any way, please do.
Nin rocks. She's your bartender. She will take care of you. Love her to pieces.
Yeah, I go way back with Nick. Yeah, 50 years. So I second that emotion.
Yeah.
Will you guys be playing outside Saturday?
I believe so.
Because in the past they've had the big stage actually constructed out there. So I'm wondering if that's the.
And I haven't done that yet. Hello There's played here twice. That was the Cheap Trick Band. But we were always right over here.
Oh, inside.
So inside, yeah. But the one was October. Why can I not remember? One was a Halloween show, and then the other one, it might have been around the same time. I'm trying to remember. It was last year.
Yeah.
So we have not played outside yet, but I believe it is. I hope it is.
Yeah, I think it will be.
Pending weather.
Yeah. You know what? I think there was a little bit of chance of rain Saturday.
Yeah.
But hopefully, you know, it'll just be just that, just a chance. Yeah. For Katie Daly, what are some of your other aspirations on your musical ladder? Other than singing, is there any other aspects of the business that you kind of, you know, are working on? Anything that you wish you were working on?
I think I want to dabble a little bit in originals.
Okay.
I've written lyrics since I was 15, but I don't play an instrument. I know a little guitar, very little. I actually learned that from Kenny for the Cheap Trick Band, which was very cool. I got to do just very small parts in 3 songs actually. But I haven't really learned how to play my own song. So I need to motivate myself to play the guitar a little bit more. I've been so focused on trying to learn all the lyrics of Dallas to Chicago that I haven't really focused on the guitar at this point. So, but I do, I said I have a ton of lyrics at home. I'd love to dabble in that a little bit more if I get the chance.
I'll bet you there's people in this region, and we'll talk about it in a second, but I'll bet you somewhere down the line, you're going to collaborate with somebody and get these things out. What has the Northwest, because you've mentioned you've been in Dallas, what has the Northwest Indiana music scene kind of meant to you? Or how do you feel about the scene and how many wonderful artists we have here?
It's been a really great experience. I've made some really great friends. One of my closest friends now, her husband is in Rockology Chicago. And it was funny when we met. I'm going to give her a shout out. She owns Ladies Gourmet Popcorn. Go get some popcorn, Miss Carly. It was so funny when we first met. We were staring at each other like, why do I know you? You know? And we went through the whole thing. Like, where'd you go to school? Where'd you grow up? No, that wasn't me. And we figured it out. It was just from me going into her shop. And we become good friends. And so not only with band members, but with wives and husbands and just meeting people and getting to know them. And that's been a really cool experience. And then getting to collaborate with them, you know, subbing for other bands, helping them out, and things like that. So yeah, it's been really cool.
So, people that know my interview know I kind of usually ended up with 2 real fun hypothetical questions. So I hope you're ready.
Okay.
I hope you're ready. So
fingers crossed.
If there was any one venue, any stage, any room, anywhere in the world, whether the place even exists anymore, and you could be on that stage, what would be your dream venue to sing in?
I'm drawing a blank on the name of it, but I can picture it. I've heard it's incredibly cool to see a show there, and it's in Colorado.
Red Rocks.
Thank you, Red Rocks. I was thinking Red Rocks, but I'm like, is that right? That place, I've heard it's incredible. And when I've seen images of it, I'm like, oh, that would be so cool to be on a stage like that. By far the most
popular answer I
get. Is it?
By far. At least probably a third of the people probably mention Red Rocks, which is incredible. So and the other fun question is, if you could trade places with any other past, I'm going to presume it's a singer, but it doesn't have to be a singer, for a whole weekend, you could be them on stage and off stage. You could live their life, be in their brain, or at the very least, nudge somebody out of a band and you be with that band for a whole weekend. Well, is there any one person, any one dream band if you could just expose yourself?
Oh my
I said
goodness.
that right. Just yeah.
Ooh, that's a tough one. There's a lot of artists that I truly love. I don't want to take forever, but that is tough. Like I've got, you know, I admit I've got some of the women that I grew up loving when I was younger. You know, two of my idols were Pat Benatar and Ann Wilson of Heart.
There you go.
Martina McBride. Like I think I might have to go with maybe Pat Benatar or Ann Wilson of Heart. Because I remember being little, running around the house singing their songs. You know, always wishing I could sing like Ann Wilson and never believing I could actually hit some of those notes. So, yeah, I think I might have to go that route.
Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. So, last question before we wrap it up. We got a meeting. Good old American Legion, keeping this place going. Got a meeting coming up. And is there anybody, as we part, that you want to thank for support or a break or anything over the years, even if it's mom and dad? Anybody? Any special honorable mentions to anybody in your past?
Probably a few people. The people who have supported me. You know, my mom, my husband. He's, you know, to go through all this, it's not cheap to start a band, and he's been very supportive of that. So that's been really wonderful. And then I probably got to give a shout out to my girl Alexa. She has been there by my side. If you know, I've needed to cry, laugh, get a hug, whatever the case may be. She's always there, and that's a really wonderful thing.
Beautiful.
So but yeah, mom for sure. Brandon, my husband, for sure too. So
all right, shout out to them. Well, that is going to wrap up this edition of the Hometown Musician Spotlight. And my thanks again to Katie Daly of Dallas to Chicago. And once again, they'll be here this Saturday. Get here before 4 o'clock and check out the show. And especially for you people who, you know, like to get home early, hey, this is the perfect show. 4 o'clock, you can still get home early. So, and until next time, peace, everybody.